5-star copies all. Go ahead. Message to observer. Alpha 3 rounds. AT delay in effect. 3 guns. Bravo 2 rounds. 2 guns. Smoke on effect.
Hey y'all, thanks for watching this video. I am Options Millionaire, and this is the third video in the educational series I'm releasing. And this one is over an indicator that I think, arguably, is the most important indicator you could use, especially as a day trader, an options trader, if you want to find awesome entry points and exit points, and really tune up your strategy for picking the right strike, the right expiration, the right entry, all that stuff. I think this indicator can be awesome in giving that edge to increase your win rate and your profits. So, which one is it? This is the volume profile. The volume profile is this nice big gray indicator to the right of your screen. A lot of people ask me about it every day in my live streams. It seems to be the most important one, partially because it's probably the most visual one. You get this big old gray glob on the side, and everyone's like, hey, what's that big old gray glob on the side of your screen? That's the volume profile. And it's not only visually appealing there, it is also very, very telling in terms of analytical data. It is actually a volume at a price. And there's two different volume indicators on my chart here. You've got your volume indicator, volume candles, which are normal. Pretty much everybody uses that. That's pretty straightforward. And then you've got your volume profile. The difference between this one is that this one's is volume over time. This was volume at a certain price. And the book definition is this is an indicator that identifies significant price levels based on volume, which is a fancy way of saying it's volume at a certain price. Now, you see different levels of this indicator here, this big one, and then right down here. And all that is various distributions of volume at different prices. Some are greater distributions than others. So small distribution, big old distribution, to put it in layman's terms. This distribution, this is a 1 month chart, by the way. This distribution is at 422.34 as a center point, and it comes down to 421 and then up to 422.75. You can see that distribution. Same here, and this one is the big one. It comes down to 408.79 and all the way up to 417. This is the value low and the value high area, and then of course you've got the center, which is the most volume in this particular range, and that's at 415.04. Now, at that price, you will see a big old yellow line, and that is called the point of control line. What is the point of control line? It is the price level with the highest traded volume within this whole profile on this particular time frame. I will preface all this to say that this volume indicator is a time frame dependent. So as you change different time frames, this will change distributions because it's going to take in a larger window of time to show you the different price levels along that window of time. We are currently on the monthly chart. So we are zoomed in on the monthly chart. So you've got this particular range. So right here you see this little distribution at 419.04, which this particular price is right at that money. 422.19 down here to 407, and of course the larger profile, which we've already talked about, the point of control, 415. Now, all that stuff is great, grand, and wonderful. Now you're probably asking, all right, cool, OM, what do you actually do with this volume profile, and why do you like it so much? Why it makes it so important? Well, it's very, very telling that it can show you that within a reasonable expectation, the price will be manipulated somehow at these particular levels. And there's three different options you can look at. There's support, there's resistance, or there's consolidation. What does that mean? That means if you are down here, for example, and the price is increasing, now you're increasing towards, and as this price is increasing, act like none of this is here. As this price is increasing, I'm looking at the volume profile, and I see this large distribution of volume right here. It's 415.09. So I can expect as this price increases to the 415.09 level, which is a point of control line, this price is going to be manipulated somehow when it approaches that line. Now, it could theoretically blast right through it if there's something's changed about the market, if there's sentiment change, if there's news influx, for some reason a large buying volume comes in and just blasts right through it. Sure, that could happen. But pending any egregious data or egregious data point or egregious event coming in and changing the scope of the market, I could expect that as this approaches the point of control line, I'm going to expect either a rejection to the downside or a consolidation, at least temporarily, before we continue on upward. So there's really three options here. You got the rejection, you got the sideways consolidation, you got the temporary consolidation, and then lift off to go higher. Either way, I can plan my exit strategy based on this point of control line. You can also use this from the downside as well. Let's say up here for some reason you took puts. Now this price is dropping. 3 big red candles in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, on this third candle, I know once again I'm approaching the point of control line, and I'm going to plan my exit. All right, I'll close these puts, the first sign of strength, which means a green candle off the point of control. So I take the put here, I get red, red, red. Okay, first sign of green strength on the point of control, I'm closing those puts out of it. That would have been a fantastic play because look, this thing chopped sideways for the rest of that particular session. So you probably would have had some decay in there. So great, that would have been a great exit strategy for this particular setup. Now, we've been talking about the point of control a lot, but the price still is manipulated based on other levels, just maybe not as confident as the point of control because the market has priced in a lot of volume at that particular line, which is why it's the point of control. But you still have other levels here. You've got this one, you've got this one, you've got this one. And the price is still manipulated the same way at those levels to a certain degree. And to show you that, I want to go back and use the replay feature here to show you exactly what I mean by that. So let's go to this particular trading session, which was the pre-market hours of May 20th. The price at the time was currently 409.66. The point of control was up here at 417.22. Now, so I'm going to take my horizontal line drawer and I'm going to go to the first real resistance from where we are upwards. So right here. And I'm going to put a line right there and just see what happens. And let's turn this, let's make this blue just to make it a little more appealing. So, all right, so I put this line just right here at this first level of resistance, which is the 414-ish area. And let's hit play. Let's see what happens. All right, so the price comes up. We got some bullish action in the pre-market, and this thing blasts right through and then layers down and consolidates right in this range, Now, the volume profile is a living and breathing indicator, which means as the time goes on, it'll slightly adjust levels and change based on the new volume coming into the market. That's why it's time frame dependent. So we saw this large influx of buying. It popped right through this little particular line at the time and then consolidated sideways. You saw it pop and then boom, red came in, and now we consolidate sideways right in this area. So this line wasn't right on the money, but it was very close, and it can give you a close enough indication of when to close a position. But watch, as we go forward, these two lines may converge because as you consolidate, the volume at this particular range is going to get higher and higher because you're consolidating. You're not moving up, you're not moving down, so all the volume is staying right here in this little range. So this is going to start increasing and getting larger. So let's hit play and see what happens. Okay, so look, that's the first trading session done. So this little point here in the volume profile extended out a little bit, and now the line of the point of control line is here. So you can kind of see we popped through there and we consolidated just above this volume line right here. Now let's look at a different one. This is the second trading day we're looking at. I'm going to put one just right here and see how close we get to that actual the resistance on that line. Let's hit play. Okay, there's a pre-market action. There's right there. Okay, so look what happens. So the pre-market action pops up. It sticks right here, right on that line, right on this resistance right here on the pre-market. Now we finally do get some volume right at the open of the session. We pop way high and then immediately sold right off. And let's see where it forms support. And wouldn't you know it, right in our levels. So it forms the resistance right here in pre-market. It pops through, immediately sells off, and it comes back down and it forms consolidation right on that point of control level. So we know the market wants to return to this equilibrium, which is that point of control line, which is the 415-ish level at this particular case. Okay, so let's go to the next trading session. I'm going to form a line right here, which is the next level up. And let's hit play. So pre-market session pops up, pops through that little resistance area, and look, it consolidates again. And that's the end of that trading session. That's the end of the time frame. That brings us to present day. So you put this line here, which now it's moved up a little bit because this price consolidated a little bit higher than where that previous level was. So now you had some level come in. It extended this profile out a little bit. You've got this consolidation right here. So that was just a little live way of looking at this volume profile and seeing how it reacts. Basically, to sum this up, this volume indicator is fantastic at identifying support and resistance and consolidation levels, so you can plan your entries and your exits for your puts and your calls. It's absolutely fantastic. For me, it's the closest thing to a crystal ball that you can have in trading. And if you use this in combination with your other indicators that you trust and they're tried and true and they fit your eye, I think you can give you a great edge to increase your winning percentage and increase your profits. Anyway, I am Options Millionaire. That is all I got. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the community, please join the Discord. There's a fantastic wealth of information there that you can learn from each other, from resources that we post. Plus, you have access to me 24/7 pretty much. You can post in any of the applicable rooms. You can shoot me a DM. If you're new to the channel, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot of good educational videos coming out in the upcoming months that are going to help you become a better trader, not only now, but forever. So thank you all very much. I appreciate taking time in the video. That's all I got. Thank you all. I'm out.